got her birthday wishes, her birthday list. About to go surprise her, see her reaction. Hopefully she don't ask her mom for nothing else because I got her everything.
All these damn chains on, I got all these rings on. Bitch, I make it rain, so smoke till all this pain gone. No, we not the same, homie. Run with them things on me. Fuck whoever changed on me. Charge it to the game, homie. All these damn chains on, I got all these rings on. Bitch, I make it rain, so smoke till all this pain gone.
Episode 2 had so much fun in the first episode. Shouts out to K Shauna for putting me in touch with the lovely lady we're gonna meet today. Finna go grab her a little gift before we pull up. Let's go. Hey, how you doing?
Good,
This is
how
for
are
you. I'm good.
Thank you.
And then this is for your daughter.
Look.
And we're back with my lovely guest.
Hi, my name is Brittany and I'm 26.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you for coming.
I know that you don't have sickle cell, but you conceived somebody very special who does. And who might that be?
My daughter, Melani.
How old is she?
She's 6.
Okay. And so take us from the time she was born while you were pregnant. Did you know anything about sickle cell?
I didn't. I was actually 7 months pregnant when I found out that I had the trait. And my OB was actually not in that day and someone else was filling in. And when she told me that I had the trait, she made it seem like I won the lottery. Like, oh my goodness, did you know you have sickle cell trait? And I was like, no, what's that? And then she told me and I'm like, oh,
what did she tell you?
She was just like letting me know that there was like a better chance of her not having the anemia, that there was a 25% chance of her not having it, and then a 50% chance of her just having the trait.
Because you were the only parent at the time that knew they had the trait, right? Okay. So when did you find out that her dad had the trait?
So I called her father and then I asked him, well, I let him know what happened that day. And then I asked him and he said that his family, that it does run in his family so that he would get tested.
Okay. And they came back that he has the trait.
That he did.
And then when did you find out that she would have the disease?
So I would have had to wait until she was born.
She was born. So take us to that day when she was born. What happened?
So when she was born, they take the baby, they, I guess, do whatever they do in the nurseries. And then they did let me know through a letter in the mail that she had something with her hemoglobin. So then they said that they would have to wait until she was 2 months old to find out if she had the actual disease, yes.
And when that moment came and you found out she had the disease, how did you feel?
I was crying. Like,
did the doctors explain to you exactly what it was and like the complications she would go through?
So when I went to with Yale, so when I had my first appointment at Yale, it was overwhelming because I was 19. I just had a baby. Look.
Keep going.
And I was young. I didn't know anything about it. My mom didn't know. She was a single parent, so she didn't know anything about it. It was a lot of information given at one time. So I felt like I got it, but I didn't.
Yeah, it's too overwhelming.
Yeah. So by the time I left the appointment, I was like, I don't even know what she said.
And so we had previous talks, and you were a single parent for how long?
For almost 3 years.
And how was that being by yourself with a kid with sickle cell?
It was hard because I was working, I was, having the hospital visits with her and stuff like that. So, trying to get around, going to the hospital, going back and forth. I had my mom, so that did help. But I mean, just having support, like someone else in the hospital, because I was the only one there. So they're asking me questions that I don't really know the answer to because I'm a new mom.
Exactly.
So I'm just like,
And how often did she have crises when you were by yourself?
so she would get fevers.
Mhm.
She wouldn't have like the pain crisis,
Okay.
thank goodness. But she would get fevers and I would like run
How high?
to the hospital. So her fevers would be like 101, 102, and
Go straight to the hospital.
I would go straight to the hospital.
Yo.
No, so I would go to Greenwich, and then they would send us to
Send her
Yale.
up. Okay. Yeah, because that's my primary hospital I always went to whenever I got sick when I was younger. I always go straight to Yale. I didn't go to Stanford. I didn't go to Greenwich. I didn't go nowhere. I went straight to New Haven because they got their little practice or whatever dedicated.
Amazing.
But yeah, they are amazing. Very amazing. Way better than Stanford Hospital. Okay. But now, so when did she have her first pain crisis?
So it was in the summer.
How old was she?
She was, I want to say, I think she was 3.
3?
Yeah.
Okay.
And we were at the beach at Sherwood Island.
Okay.
Here in Connecticut, and she got in the water. Now I didn't know that extreme weather, so like cold, like anything cold or something too hot would trigger a crisis. So she went in the water, she was fine. As soon as we left, she was screaming to the top of her lungs, saying that her legs were hurting, and she was only in the water up to
her knee.
Yeah.
Okay, and the water is probably too cold.
It was too cold for her. So we went to Greenwich, and I was explaining to them what happened, and I, let them know that she has sickle cell, and they said that that was her first pain crisis.
We were supposed to do this little sit down 2 weeks ago, but the day before we were supposed to shoot, your daughter had a crisis. So what happened?
So she was complaining of stomach pain, and it was like really bad. She was crying. She was like moving around a lot. She was in a lot of pain. Then it went from her stomach to like her back, and that was a first because she's never had pain in her back. So because she was having pain in her back, then that's when I went to the emergency room, and I went to Stanford Emergency.
How'd that go?
And it wasn't great. It wasn't great.
You can say the truth.
Yeah.
It was probably terrible.
It wasn't great. I mean, we were just, in the waiting room. I do know that they had like a lot of patients coming in, a lot of kids. But I just thought that because she was in
a crisis,
an actual crisis, she would have been a little bit more of a priority. Exactly. At least to give her pain meds to kind of, calm her down and like reduce the pain.
On an IV or anything?
No, we were just in the waiting room.
How long were you in the waiting room for?
For about an hour.
While she's going through all the pain.
Yeah, and there was another child there who came after us, but was taken before us. And she wasn't in any pain. Yeah.
Did you say something?
I mean, after, yeah, I did. But I still had to wait.
You still had to wait?
Mm-hmm.
You want to know something funny? Stanford Hospital advertises that they got some little section pertaining to, or practice pertaining to sickle cell, but had you waiting in the waiting room for that
I
long.
think that the emergency room, I think that they're not so
well run.
Yeah, or at least when it comes to having, patients with sickle cell. But upstairs in pediatrics, they were like...
So from the emergency room, you went, and how long did it take for you to get admitted?
It took us...
for her to get admitted?
Over a day. So we were there, we went there Friday, and it was Saturday afternoon when she was able to go upstairs and be admitted. So
you guys sat in the emergency room for about a day, almost?
Yeah.
What did they do?
Nothing. At one point, I asked if I can just go home and I can manage her pain at home because I wasn't. Yeah. But then she was sent up to pediatrics upstairs, so I was happy
That
about
was
that.
much better.
Yeah.
Nurses better, everything
They
better.
attended to her right away. They gave her medication. So she was.
Is she too young to be put on morphine?
So
they do use morphine.
They gave her the morphine, and it was like instant relief for her. She was, yeah, and it was like a big 360. She was like totally calm. She wasn't in pain. She was smiling again. Yeah.
Okay. And I'm assume that they told her to drink plenty of fluids.
Yeah,
water.
They kept
did
offering
they put
her water.
IV drip of water?
Yeah,
in her?
Did.
Okay.
So they were giving her the medication through the IV, and they gave her fluids so that she can be hydrated because getting her to drink is like a pain. So she's often dehydrated. And then she gets so worked up in the hospital. She's crying, so she starts sweating and stuff like that. And then when they're trying to give her the IV, they can't find a vein because the veins are too thin.
Oh, okay.
So that's usually a headache too.
But so, what advice would you give to parents with a newborn, or a younger kid with sickle cell that doesn't know anything? What advice would you give them, or tips would you give them?
Honestly, I would just say ask any question that you have. If you don't know or you're not sure, call the hospital or call your doctor and ask, because that's what they're there for, to give you the information that you need.
Okay, well, let's meet your lovely daughter. You ready?
Lonnie.
You can hold the mic for her. How are you today?
Good.
You gotta speak up, Lonnie.
Good.
How you feeling?
Okay.
I heard you had a birthday next month. Are you excited?
Yes.
What's on your birthday list?
On my birthday list, I
Okay.
want roses.
You want roses?
Okay.
Okay, like a little bouquet of roses?
And $200.
What would you spend the $200 on?
Your magic mixie?
Yes.
What's that?
I have no idea.
And it's called Magic Mixie.
Yeah.
So what do you do? You cook or something?
You put some ingredients in, and when you're done, it turns to a toy.
Oh, sounds
fancy.
Well, it pops
Just
up.
to say that. It does what?
It pops up.
Oh, it pops up as a toy. Oh, wow. Well, thanks for having me again.
Thank you for coming.
Magic Mixie. These kids like anything. Found her favorite color in roses. You hiding?
Go.
Here you go.
Oh,
Why are you acting so shy? You can take it. Look, come here.
Thank you. Go ahead.
Why you hiding? You don't even know what else I got from you.
Nani, come on. Look. Just look. Look at him.
You gotta open your eyes. Can I get a hug?
What do you say?
You're welcome.
Look.
Before I forget, let me let Brittany shout out her socials, her business. She got a cake business going crazy. Check her out. What is it?
It's Be Frosted It on Instagram.
And your regular Instagram?
Is Brit Brat.
Okay. Thank you for tuning in. See you on the next episode.
you.